Hello and welcome to Steve's Horse Show. This is part one of when to start feeding your horse a senior feed. We get a lot of questions about when does my horse become a senior horse? And if you don't have any idea of what that might be, here's a few recommendations. The first one would be to check your horse's teeth. If you are not very well versed in the tooth landscape for your horse, you might have a equine dentist take a look at your horse's teeth to better evaluate it. But a few common ways that you can evaluate your horse's teeth. The first way would be to evaluate how much food your horse drops. Does your horse drop a lot of feed while it's eating? All horses will drop a certain amount of feed, but if your horse is constantly dropping, I would say half of the feed that it is consuming, that could be a problem. Two, of when your horse should start on a senior diet. Your horse should start on a senior diet when their digestive system begins to decline. How you can evaluate your horse's digestive system is to examine their fecal matter. So you might start looking at your horse's poo on the ground. If you are nervous about if your senior horse needs to be on a senior diet or not, horses will begin to decline in their digestive capabilities. Number one, because of teeth, which we talked about in part one of this series, but also because they just decline in their digestive over time. One part about senior feeds that almost all senior feeds have is pre and probiotics. Pre and probiotics can help feed the bugs in the horse's stomach and help to contribute to this loss of digestion that senior horses can have. So if you start noticing lots of chunks of oats, corn, or anything that doesn't seem to be breaking down in the horse's digestive process, in their fecal matter, you might need to consider switching your horse to a senior feed. Part three of when to change your horse to a senior diet. You would need to change your horse to a senior diet if you observe your horse's top line and notice that the top line begins to fail. So a top line of a very healthy, active, muscular horse should be very rounded. So as you look down the top of the horse, it should be very rounded. And those two muscles running along both sides of the spine should be built up, especially if this is an active horse. If you start noticing that the spine is protruding the most and starts going down on both sides of that, this might be a sign that your horse needs to switch to a senior feed. As the senior horse begins to age, the small intestine has a harder time digesting and getting use out of these protein sources. In most of the senior feed diets, there are very high quality sources of protein in these diets. These proteins are very specific in the amino acid selection that they choose for this. So these high quality amino acids, which are the building blocks of protein, can provide a higher quality protein source for your horse, thus helping them improve the top line across your senior horse's back.